That's right. Ice cream. That's right. Ring that bell. Subscribe. Share, please, because YouTube does not promote my stuff. Just saying. Sorry, prostate. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's time for ice cream because we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream is a treat to most people, and to me, a treat, and this is why I call it ice cream, is talking to somebody that I'm interested in, somebody that I want to know more about, somebody, or just, having a good conversation with somebody. I mean, basically that's what it all boils down to. And today's guest is no exception. I kind of rekindled this, my romance. Well, not romance. I don't know what to call it. I went back and started watching The Insomnist more about a month ago, and I don't know. They struck a good chord with me. I don't know. I wasn't ready for them, I guess. I don't know. But I heard Chigone on there, and she's been on the Creem stream a couple of times, and she fit in pretty good, and we decided to ask her to join the Creem stream. So and she graciously agreed to do this a while back. So ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to meet Chigone.
Hey everybody.
All right, so here's how it goes. Ding. All right, chat. If you have questions, remember write them down, and towards the end, I'll make room so you can ask. Speaking of the chat, let's go ahead and say hey to everybody in here that we see. Object of Hate, greetings, sir. Was here last week. Member of the Insomnist group, and Sora Luna. The one and only. I'm going to be her poodle in my next life. Psycho 216, greetings. Be nice. Dumbbeard, greetings, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. And appreciate you loaning your missus out to me. Not like that. Damn you, IRATE, shut up. Means of destruction. What's up, man? Loudy. Oh man, I just fucked all this up. Anyway, all right. And on that note, Uzi Q, my one and only, the woman I married, is bringing up the rear guard here, and she's got my back on all the streaming platforms that we're on: Trovo, Twitch, D-Live, Facebook, and of course YouTube. So there's lots of ways to get this thing. So all right, Chigone, here we go. I've got some questions here. Subject matter. I usually go to I start with subject matter wise. I start with YouTube, and then by the end of the questions, we're back at talking about YouTube. And so, you have any questions before you hit it?
No, I'm ready.
Okay. I don't know why I'm talking so much. I'm not, I don't know if I'm nervous or what. I do need a little caffeine though.
Yeah, that's what I have here. I'm trying a new kind of Red Bull. It's really good.
Oh wow, okay. So let's see. Well, yeah, let's just chill out and relax. We're gonna have a good time, man. We're jamming some good music before we got out here. Some stuff that'll get immediately blocked if I played it live. So maybe I'll do. I don't know. One day I'll maybe have a invite where everybody come in and we jam out.
That sounds fun.
All right, Chigone, how long have you been around YouTube, and what was the main reason you were attracted to it? What brought you to it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching YouTube for a long time, you know, years, I don't know how long, but I don't have my own channel or anything, but started, kind of watching more, like, I guess, so when I met Dumbbeard, or when we started actually dating, he started showing me some shows that, at first I wasn't a big fan, like, Drunken Peasants was one of them. Amazing Atheist. At the
Right.
time, my political leanings weren't quite in line with them, I guess I would say.
Hmm.
But he's kind of started pilling me, I guess is the word. And then I would see him watching other shows, like once he was watching Insomnus, and I'm like, why do you watch them without me? These guys are cool. And he's like, okay, I'll save them for you. So he wouldn't watch them without me, and he'd save them for me. We'd watch them together, and then I started like talking in the chat more, and then yeah, so then they've brought me on as a guest a few times. I think other people probably heard me on Somnus because I was on Bubonics channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bubonic,
He started.
man, I need to do him. Shit, never. I'm
Yes, you should.
Oh, dude, holy shit, I've known him forever, man. He's like
If you have not done Boo, that would be great. I would
yeah,
love to see that.
He's an old fart like me, man. I think we could commiserate. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
When shit hits me, I have to scream.
No, it's cool.
Like Little Richard.
I mean, it was really weird for me at first, like having my voice out there, but I started warming up to it.
Yeah.
The picture of me, or Chigone, really, that image on your
Right.
yeah, the picture of me or whatever, he made that. It was like the first time I was on his channel. So thank you, Boo, for making that. That's my waifu, I guess. Chigone Chan.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, now I'm really liking your show, and I mean, being invited to that was really cool. So I'm really looking forward to being on more of those moving forward too. So
That was one of
that's
those
about it
things
right now.
where it was like an alignment of the planets or something, because everybody in the group kind of had the same vibe when you kind of locked in, and it was it was a good chemistry, and it was like, so I wanted to just make that offer because I like the chemistry. I like the way the show's going now. Cream Stream is maybe ready for prime time. Not maybe not prime time, but for a larger audience. So we're going to try to push and increase the audience for that show.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. All right, so the idea, Chigone, where'd that name come from? How much of the real you are you are you letting us experience when you opine?
Yeah, so I saw Psycho say it in the chat there about me working for the government, so that's true. Um, so there's a lot that I really hold
Which one?
back.
I mean,
I
nowadays
work
you
for
have
a
to ask.
city.
You have to ask for. Well, I meant the Chinese and shit.
No, no. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
No.
I had
It's
to,
okay.
the jokes there. I got to take a shot. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've worked for my background, actually I worked for more than one city, but yeah, right now I do work for a city in Minnesota, the state I live in. So, I'm okay talking about that. I can talk about my job a little bit, but I do try to kind of, keep that down a bit just to protect myself, especially in, how things are today. But I will say this about Chigone, my name. So I'm trying to put this the best way without like doxing myself. Yeah, so like in high school, one of my friends or acquaintances at the time, he kept like, I would have different nicknames, and he would just keep calling me a different nickname all the time, like kind of as a joke, like someone like kind of like a nice jab, sort of like not caring enough to know my name or whatever. So it just kept like every time he'd see me or talk or refer to me, it would be like some other thing, and it just kept getting bastardized. And eventually, like I kind of like stuck with Chigone as sort of a, and Chigone even isn't the final one. It's kind of evolved more since then.
Oh wow!
Like if you ever play a game with me on Steam, like my name on there is P-Gon. Just be
See, I thought it was something about Chicago. I thought it was some like thing about Chicago.
It's like the fact that you people mispronounce it or don't know how to pronounce it. It actually kind of speaks to where it came from in the first place.
Well, all right. So there's this song. There's a band called the Violent Femmes and they're from Minneapolis, right? And they do this one song where they got a bitch took my money and she went to Chicago, and I always I thought there might have been a connection. Anyway. I was odd bands from the 80s, from the Minneapolis area. There was some good music coming out of there. But anyhow, yeah. So this is all right. So we're moving into you as a human, as a person. Is there a food from your childhood that you hated, and now as an adult you actually like it?
So I was really thinking hard about this, and I really wasn't a very picky eater growing up. Like I would try almost anything. Like I remember my parents, like we were taking a trip in the South, and I was like, I want to try everything, and I had like alligator and had rabbit once, and like I would just eat whatever. And like I asked my parents this. I was like, was there any food I wouldn't eat? And they're like, no, like there wasn't. And the only thing is really like the more food I try, then there's more things that I might not like. So like now I'm picky about food more, I guess I would say. Like eggplant, it has to be cooked right because it's really easy to screw up eggplant.
It is because of the nicotine in it. Yep.
And then
real bitter taste.
Yeah, or it gets way too mushy, and then I'm
salty.
not a big fan of like liver, that like super irony. Yeah, I don't know. I remember once. I don't know. There was this radio station called. Oh my god, I'm blanking out what it was called. Radio Oz. I don't know. It was like kind of for kids, but they would play all sorts of music, and there was one called Broccoli and Chocolate or something. Where there's like, I don't know if you know it, or this woman goes like grocery shopping and she bought broccoli and she bought chocolate and then like melted on the broccoli, and it's a song about their like they fall in love, they become one thing.
Oh, it's like that song "Stop the World and Melt with You" from the 80s. Yeah.
I don't know that. It was like broccoli and chocolate.
Broccoli and chocolate.
Yeah. So like when I was a kid, I remember my dad, he was like a really good cook, and he'd like mix stuff together. So I remember like I wasn't like huge on broccoli, but he like melted cheese on it, and I thought that was weird. But I think obviously now that's like the best thing ever.
It is tasty as hell.
I guess that's enough about food. I don't know.
All right, do you have a favorite holiday or time of year that has a special meaning, or gets you excited?
I'm not super religious, but for some reason Christmas does always, just the feeling. I don't know. You just get this like, and it's like winter, so it's like shitty out. It's something to look forward to. Like Thanksgiving too with family. I really like Halloween though. Probably my favorite. I really liked artsy stuff growing up. I still do. I'm pretty crafty, so I would like make my own costumes, and like my parents they taught me how to sew really. So I've made some pretty awesome costumes. Won several costume contests. Like it's a lot of work though.
You do cosplay?
No, but I would love to, like I could totally picture myself going to like a huge convention and going like full on like dress up for it. I think I would have a blast, but
Sweet.
I've never done that.
Yeah, it seems like it would be fun, to be honest. I've never done it either.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I'm sorry, I got lost. Using one word, how would you describe your family?
That's an interesting question. I would say, I want to say outdoorsy, but that's not like a strong enough. Adventurous. I would say adventurous.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like always ready for a new adventure. And I'm probably, of my close family, I've got my parents and just my sister and I. Of all of us, I'm probably one of them, like probably the most laid back in the family. But I learned quite a lot from them, like, especially with my sister, because we went to New Zealand together for 6 months. And
Are you guys like, who's older, you or your sister?
I'm older.
Okay.
Yeah. We're pretty close. It's just like
you guys went to New
16
Zealand?
months. Yeah. We both broke up with our long-term boyfriends. We'd each been with our boyfriends like 8 or 9 years, and then we just at the same time kind of broke up with them, and then it's just like, want to go to New Zealand? I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. Let's just do it. So we just went to New Zealand for 6 months, and then
That's crazy.
she actually ended up staying another 6 months after I went home. But yeah, so from that I learned, you know, don't miss an opportunity. You know, like it, you know, you're hiking or something and you're real tired and there's this little offshoot path or something and you're exhausted, but you know, it might be really cool and you'll never know if you don't go down that path and look at that overlook or whatever. So I kind of took that with me from that trip.
So did you guys, as a family, camp out a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, in Minnesota here we have the Boundary Waters up north.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a biome where it's like lots of conifers. It's really beautiful. Like, you know, we're the land of 10,000 lakes. I don't know if you know that, but we have way more than 10,000 lakes. It's way over twice that, but we would go camping almost every single year in the Boundary Waters, and that's where you canoe in, and then you have to take portages and, you know, bring all your food, pack everything in, pack everything out. You know, poop in the woods is great. I'm way into that.
That's cool. So who would you say is the most influential person in your childhood?
Probably my dad, I would say. I mean, I don't want to like, it, you know, I mean, obviously both of my parents, my mom and my dad in different ways, but just some of my personality aligns with my dad in ways, where it kind of shaped who I am. In maybe it was that I don't want to, you know, I just really don't want to like see my dad over my mom for some, you know what I mean? But he kind of pushed me to be logical and question my own beliefs and my own knowledge level, and even if it meant like something I was pretty sure I was like right about. So like for instance, I was sort of like I don't want to say like, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I was like kind of there was a point in like high school where I was like a little like anti-capitalist kind of, or more of, yeah, no, I wasn't like, I don't want to say like I was against capitalism though. I was more against like,
were you like a socialist, or were you like a
no, I've never like that. It was more like I was really into the environment, but I just thought like overconsumption was a problem. So not capitalism necessarily, more like just buying shit to buy shit,
right?
You know, kind of like that fakey like, so, and like also supporting corporations that I felt were, you know, didn't have the best interest in mind of, you know, civilization as a whole. So there was this like magazine called Ad Busters, and I was like reading it, and then my dad was like pointing out that, you know, I'd purchased this thing. And then I started seeing like all these like anti-establishment kids around me, and they're all wearing like Hot Topic, which is basically, it's like at that age, like Abercrombie and Fitch or the Gap was sort of like what the preppy kids wore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, spent like tons of money, super overpriced clothing. And then I'm like seeing these kids that are like oh, that's bullshit. And then they wear Hot Topic was just as expensive, but it was just like gothy, you know, shit and like punk shit. And but it's like you're doing the same thing you hate.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you realize how conformist nonconformity can be.
Right, yeah, you're trying not to conform, but you're doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah, everybody's
It was
not
really, like-
conforming, right?
Yeah. So like my dad really like he pretty much like pointed out to me how fucking retarded that was, and it's just it was kind of like a moment that stuck with me, and yeah, I'd just say overall my dad has like really shaped me quite a lot. Yeah, going back to your question, I don't know.
No. This is good, man. I'm digging this the flow. It's good stuff. Let's see. So kind of touched on it. So as a younger kid, how would you describe yourself?
A loner, probably. I was pretty shy. I didn't really have a lot of friends. When I'd have friends, like real close, like some of them moved away, and then I didn't have anybody. And like at recess, I would just kind of be on my own. Like I was perfectly content to like go play in the rocks and like picking out which rocks I thought were the nicest. Or like in the winter, I'd just like make my own little snow sculpture in the corner. Pretty loner, shy. And then I started getting out of that, and I think I'm not sure how to say it, kind of like I sort of went in the opposite way. So instead of being real shy, I started being kind of like outrageous in different ways, like dressing kind of funny, or talking to a lot of different people. So like ended up actually having quite a large group of friends in like high school. I actually won homecoming princess one year.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I was just kind of like I had a few real close friends, and they were like my best friends, and then there were like a whole other bunch of people that I was just really like acquaintances with, like a lot of people. And I never found maybe one group I really liked or really felt the closest with. So, I was friends with like a bunch of the art kids. I was friends with a bunch of the techie kids, and then like the music department, like friends with them. And so I don't know, yeah, it kind of evolved a little bit that way.
So what was the craziest thing you did as a kid?
Yeah, I guess. Well, like in high school, we like broke into some places. That was kind of fun and interesting, and I guess maybe it's just kind of the people I was hanging out with. Actually, I don't know. Like when I was way younger, like maybe some other people might think this is crazy. It wasn't crazy to me at the time, but I did climb like a mountain-ish. I don't know if I would call it a mountain. It's like a few thousand feet above sea level or floor level or whatever. It was a 3-pitch climb with my dad, and I was in my like early teens.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be kind of crazy to some people. It was at least
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. It's the tallest thing I've ever climbed. It had to be between like 300 and 400 feet to
Right.
climb. So that's kind of a crazy thing looking back. Like, yeah, I actually did that. That's
Sweet. Did you ever climb rock faces or anything?
yeah, it was. Yeah, that was Lambert's Dome in Yosemite National Park. That one I climbed.
Oh,
We-
wow.
We would do like other.
Did y'all
like,
free climb, or did you climb with a rope or what?
Oh, a rope. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Okay.
I never. Yeah, and I don't even like bouldering. That's where you don't go up very high. If anybody doesn't know what bouldering is, you can do it indoor or outdoor. If you do it outdoor, you basically have to like lay down like a mat for something that you can like jump down to, or if you fall. But that's one where you don't use a rope and you don't go up very high. You know, at most maybe like 15 feet maybe. But I don't enjoy doing that. I like having a rope.
Yeah. I used to have to climb as part of my job. It was pretty cool back in the day.
Oh, that's cool. Like, what did you climb?
Rock faces. With this place in on the Alabama border. That's like these huge columns, and they're real close together. So there's all these squeezes and stuff, and then you climb it, and it's like, and then you can see all the way to like Georgia. You know, there's a city in Georgia.
Awesome.
You can see. Yeah, it was really cool. I peeled like 3 times climbing the damn thing, but I made it up. So that's I don't know, man. It's like I'm probably too out of shape to do that shit again.
No, there's no way. You're not too out of shape to climb.
Yeah, and I like rappelling too. It's fun shit.
Yeah, rappelling is the best. I love doing that.
Yeah. All right, so we got the crazy thing. Oh, all right. So how were you? What was discovering boys like?
Oh, that was great. I had like crushes on boys and never knew how to deal with it. I remember like in 6th grade there was a boy I had a crush on. I was just like mean to him because kids are stupid. They don't know what to do. Like, I'd say the first time I really discovered boys actually was like 8th grade, because I found like this group of guys and I felt like I identified with them way more than girls. So I would hang out with guys like all the time. And I still feel like that I identify generally with like men more than women.
Mm-hmm.
Just they're more fun to be around and don't take things as seriously. I don't know. But yeah, my grades went down that year.
Yeah,
like
man.
my grandfather asked me if I was on drugs, and I just couldn't believe he would say something like that to me. But it was just like, no, I've just met boys.
Are you on drugs? Gee, Gramps, thanks. And I'm going to ask you about that in a minute anyway. So if you could go back in time and talk to yourself at the age of 8, what would you tell little Chigone?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I have, that's a good question. Maybe like invest in Bitcoin. I don't know. Wait, this year? I don't know.
Right.
I
think yeah, it's like 2020 and 2021 are gonna suck.
You know, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. The thing is, I've thought about this kind of thing before, like changing your timeline. And if I went back in time and said anything or did anything, there's no way to know how that would change things in the long run. And I'm pretty dang happy with my life right now. You know, I've made mistakes, of course, but you know, you learn from those, and if you don't make them, you're not gonna learn anything. So I almost wouldn't do it, I guess.
Let's see. All right, so what about the first time you got shit-faced? What was that like?
I was lucky that I was around people that weren't assholes. I think I was probably in like 9th grade or something. Yeah, one of my friends had like a coworker. He like worked at like a Blockbuster Video or something back when those were a thing.
Right.
And his coworker was a kind of shit guy, and he just bought us like the cheapest alcohol. It was like this really like bottom shelf vodka, and then they had Mountain Dew. So they just like mixed this horrible vodka with Mountain Dew, and so there's like the first time I got super drunk, and I just ended up like spending the night over there. So everything like went really well, you know, no one took advantage of each other. We were all really great. So I was just super lucky that I was just hanging out with friends that were great. But I could not drink Mountain Dew for like years after that. It was so disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. Let's see. All right, so we'll shift gears a little bit and talk about aesthetics now. What was the? Do you remember the first record or recorded music you ever owned, purchased?
I'm not sure what I purchased for myself. I remember that I had like some random like tapes, like the Village People, and that's like the one that stands out for some reason.
Nice.
But I remember, I think I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I got one of those like boom boxes that had two cassette tape, spots, so that I could like transfer them over and do like recording. And so I would like listen to the radio and wait for a song to come on. Like the Proclaimers would come on the radio, like Walk 500 Miles or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I like this song. And I'd hit record. So I'd like make myself mixtapes. I remember that as being one of the first music things.
Sweet. Well, all right. So, what about the first concert? Have you ever been to? I'm sure you've been to some shows.
Yeah, I would frequent concerts a lot. I've been to so many concerts. I spent all my money on them.
Right.
The very first concert I remember actually going to was The Who. My parents bringing me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was pretty young. I remember very little. I know there were drugs there because I remember smelling something funny and I didn't know what it was. But
That's right.
And then I think when I got older, one of the first concerts I remember like me wanting to go to was Moby. I remember that being one of the very first concerts too. I'd say like some of my favorite concerts ever, Flogging Molly, and Beard hates me for this because I've seen him like 3 times now and he hasn't seen them. They are fun live. And then probably, I loved seeing Guar. They're so fun. Rammstein was great.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw Bad Religion live, and I was really excited for that concert, but whoever managed the sound, like, totally fucked it up. So I was, like, pissed about that.
Oh, dude, I hate it, man. Yeah. Well, see, and that's I was in a band, and that's the first guy I made friends with wherever we were at a new gig. It's a sound guy. I've always buying drinks and stuff. But that sucks, man. A bad sound guy can really shit the thing out, man, big time. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, the sound, it was just so, and I'm sure if like Beard is really big on that too, like sound, and so I'm sure he would have. I mean, yeah, it was so bad. Oh my gosh, and I was like really disappointed because it was one of my favorite bands. My favorite concert I've ever been to, if I really had to pick, was Flaming Lips. I saw them with Dumbbeard. That was probably my favorite concert I've ever been to. It was just really emotional, like in a good way, like. And I was like right up there on the screen. And I don't know if you know Flaming Lips at all. Like the Wayne, like the lead singer, he gets in this like hamster ball and he like rolled out onto the crowd and I touched his knee, like he rolled over right where we were. That was cool.
That's funny. That sounds like a fun show. So it's like, yeah, man, if you've seen Guar,
Guar was fun. Yeah.
Exactly. You've seen you've seen good stage and good music mashed together with the. And I really like that, bands that don't take themselves seriously, kind of know that, what I'm saying, that can laugh at themselves, All right, so let's see. All right, so do you have a guilty pleasure? Tonight's the Grammys, so speaking of music, do you have a guilty pleasure?
Like something I should be embarrassed about to admit or something.
Yeah, that's kind of the
yeah, right.
of it,
Um, I mean, I think I'm pretty cool now, so I don't really like. I can't think of anything like. I guess there's like music that I like that I shouldn't. You know, like I'd admit like there's a few. You know, like there's a few bands I might like some of their music or something
Right.
that I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, I always
I
tell
guess.
everybody. I like Poppy's old stuff. So.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, so let's see.
Maybe I can come back to it if it comes to me. I don't know.
That's fine,
I'm not
man.
sure. I don't.
What about let's see. Making sure we didn't cover anything. All right, so you finish high school, and what do you do next?
Yeah. So I started dating a guy out of high school. We met there, and we ended up going to the same college. So, I went to college for environment and natural resources, and I minored in forestry and geological resources, and or environmental geology. And then I think I was just kind of looking for a job for a while. I was still dating the same guy, and then that's kind of where that New Zealand story comes in, because I was with this guy for almost probably like 9 years, and it just wasn't working, and I left him.
So you started dating when were you like 17, 16, 17, 18?
18.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of like right out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, never really got my feet down with a good job, but we did graduate kind of at a pretty shitty time for the economy. So I just kind of had like some summer jobs here and there.
Yeah.
So like New Zealand was like the smart choice for us, because it's like now is the time for an adventure. So I like so many stories from New Zealand that would be a whole nother show.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but at the time, like Beard, so this other guy I dated, we were actually all best friends. Like Beard was his best friend at the time, but Beard always liked me. So actually in New Zealand, like he actually funny. Before I left for New Zealand, I wanted to hang out with everybody before I left, and we hung out once, and then he called me and he's like, I want to hang out again. And he's the only person that wanted to hang out with me twice before I left. So that kind of made me go, Yeah, and then in like New Zealand, we were kind of talking a bit more. And when I got back from New Zealand, Beard asked my ex if he could ask me out. He's like, go for it.
Well, yeah, kind of a bro code thing. It's respectable, right?
Yeah, he like liked me this whole time. Years didn't do, I didn't even know. He's just a gentleman, and well, we ended up, getting together, and so it's really funny too. Like when me and Beard, when we started dating, we actually lived with my ex for a while, and my ex had another boyfriend, actually. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny. So it was like me, Beard, my ex, and then his boyfriend all live together.
Nice. It's like Three's Company in reverse, right?
Yeah, it was like Chigone and the boyfriends.
That's funny, man. That's
like probably it's like kind of a weird fun fact about us, but yeah, I know we're married. We're all, we're both still friends with him too.
All right, so
yeah,
how long you guys been married?
We married September 2019, so not too long, but we have been together for gosh, how many years? It's got to be like almost 10 years now. We've been together, dating.
So have y'all got any kids? Are you planning on?
It's so funny because people keep harassing us about that all the time. Like, I don't know if you've seen Boo. If he was here, he'd be like, when are you putting a baby in that Beard?
Yeah. So,
we're if that we will let everyone know about that for sure, because that's definitely a good plan. Yeah.
Kids in your future. It's like Uzi and I
Yes,
decided not to, and it was like, so it's like there's this, pressure. There was all this pressure for us, It's like we just decided not to, right?
It's really hard, and there is so much pressure, and people, bring it up all the time, and especially you look at your age and you're like, oh shit, I'm getting up there. But I know it's hard, and I know it's like it's gonna be like an up and down. I'm gonna have my lowest lows probably, but my highs are gonna be real high. I know this, like that's what people say, and it's just one of those things. Like I think I would regret it if I didn't, but if I did, I would hope that I wouldn't regret it. But I don't see that happening as much, and maybe regretting not doing it. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. So how did you and all right, so let's talk about movies. What about are you a horror movie fan? What kind of movies?
Oh, absolutely. I love horror, and I wish Beard liked it more because I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. So who's your favorite? What's your favorite horror movie currently?
I don't have if you ask me like what my favorite is for anything, I probably won't have like this is absolutely my favorite, because my tastes are so eclectic. I just like so many things, like music and movies and shows. It's just it'd be impossible for me to nail anything down. But I really like psychological horrors quite a lot. Okay. I don't really care for just kind of a jump out and scare you just for that, or I don't really like a monster reveal immediately, though I just think they're not as interesting or as not made as well. So, but I also super love like campy stuff. So like Evil Dead. Yeah, I love that movie. Too, all of them.
All of them. Yeah.
But for the first one for sure.
Indeed, a great movie.
And then I love The Blob, Tremors. Yeah, those are great. I love those kind of movies.
The 90s Blob was fantastic, and
I love both of them.
The original with Steve McQueen is great too. But the one with Matt Dillon is not. Is I think it's underrated, man. Tremors is great. Is fun. See those are movies that don't take themselves seriously, man. And I think it makes the experience better, because when you see all these like worms and shit, popping up on the ground eating people, man, it's makes it more fun. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I love that kind of like. I think I like things that don't take themselves seriously. I like movies that are so bad that they're good, and that's just in general.
Have you seen Rubber?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God! You should see that. It's a movie called Rubber.
Oh, that is the tire?
The murdering tire, yes.
I've not seen it. I've had that like on my like Netflix like to watch kind of thing a while back.
If you want to laugh, it is great. It is really fun. That's a fun movie. Crazy as hell.
I'll check it out. Have you seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Absolutely.
That's like made to be like that.
Yeah. Like that. Exactly. I think Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was the first like comedy, that people, I think the genre started saying, hey, we don't always have to, stay inside these boxes, to tell scary stories. Like, when I grew up, we were going to see Hammer horror films that were based on, Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, all that shit. And, and then by the end of the 70s, you got Michael Myers, and then you got stuff like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Dark Star, which is a great comedy. That's, I think, I don't know, the chicken or the egg. People argue about whether it was a ripoff of Star Wars or vice versa. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen some of those, and I definitely like. There's a lot of classics I haven't seen. I really would like to, but like, I don't want to just make it seem like I just like campy stuff, because like serious classics are I'm really big on those too, like The Fly.
Oh wow.
That's one of my favorite movies ever. Both Vincent Price and then the newer one. I love both of them. They're different.
Yeah,
But like
Cronenberg,
again,
dude.
yeah, I think both those movies were just
Oh, dude.
fantastic.
All right, so you're from that era. You would have grown up with Cronenberg. Have you ever seen Videodrome?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, that's
Nope.
crazy. Yeah, his movies are great. And what's really cool about him is he takes, there's always some kind of sexual element to it, right? And and body horror kind of shit. It's good stuff. There's this
Oh,
movie.
that sounds good.
Yeah, there's a movie called
Good.
Crash, where like people it's this club of people that can only like get off during car wrecks and stuff. And James Spader's in it. It's crazy. It's a weird movie, man. It's really cool. You're going,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh wait, there's a couple more I just thought of. I just want to give kind of like a shout out to like 28 Days Later.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not just a horror, but it kind of goes beyond that, kind of like a statement about humanity as a whole, and it's deep. I like that.
Yeah.
Like when I say like psychological, it could be like there's like a lot of drama in it too. And have you seen that movie 1408 by any chance?
Yeah. What's his name? Cusack.
Cusack.
Yeah.
I think I love that because
Yeah,
the
that's a good
entire
movie.
movie is pretty much in like the entire movie is pretty much just in one room. I mean, it's just like in one.
Well,
part.
it's Stephen King. Yeah, I think it's based on
Yes,
Stephen
Stephen
King's. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And I love that movie because they did so much with just that amount of space and one actor pretty much the whole focus on like the whole time. And if something can hold up with starting with that, I mean, it's fantastic. And that one is also, that's like a mind fuck. So
Yeah.
that's a big one for me.
Man,
Yeah.
I love
Anyway.
I love stuff that messes with my head. It's it's the weirder the better. You know me. I rate Prostate's quote is, "It hasn't gotten weird enough for me, and it won't." Just saying, the weirder the better. All right, so what about sci-fi or drama? Oh, have you ever seen? Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
Something just popped in my head. Have you ever seen Rear Window?
I've heard of it.
Yes,
But I haven't
a
seen it.
Hitchcock movie, The Birds, or any.
Oh, I love The Birds.
That
That's great.
is a good movie too. All right, so yeah, sci-fi or dramatic movies.
Yeah, I love sci-fi. I love back with the horror thing. I love sci-fi horror too, like Alien, The Thing,
You've had
Sunshine. Yeah, but I'm a really big sci-fi fan, and actually, like, one of my favorite shows to watch was The Outer Limits when I was
Oh
younger.
yeah,
Like, I would definitely catch that
The
all
reboot?
the time.
yeah.
Not the
The
Oh,
color
yeah,
or
'cause,
the
yeah,
black
that's
and white.
the color one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was like it was like the 90s. So
Yeah, that first the first episode is a thing called Sand Kings.
he's in Fan Kings,
And
yeah.
that's
And he's
George-
in Stargate.
Yeah, and the ponytail was horrible.
The other Fan King was great. I love that one. The first one is super.
But that's a George R.R. Martin story. He was a sci-fi actor.
Oh,
before
I didn't
Game
know
of Thrones. Yeah. There's a thing he's got called Night Flyer that they did a series of, and it was really weird, good stuff. So I don't know. I was a big Game of Thrones fan, and so I was surprised to find that the story was more the Sand King. All right.
Yeah.
What about? All right. So what about TV series in general?
Yeah, again, that's kind of asking me like, what's your favorite, or like
You ever
all
seen?
of them.
All right. So what did you think about Breaking Bad? Did you
Oh, I
watch that?
loved it. Yeah, Breaking Bad is great. We never finished it. Kind of the same happened with Game of Thrones. Like, I love Breaking Bad, I love Game of Thrones. At some point, we just kind of stopped watching. Same happened with me and Dexter when I watched Dexter at some point.
Oh, dude,
I didn't watch all of it. I don't know.
that last season was horrible.
Okay, so I didn't miss anything. It's
Dude,
kind of like
when
I
they
know
wrapped
that.
it up, it was like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding? And they're talking about doing a movie to correct that shit. I don't know. I always wanted to see the brother and the sister get together. Because they weren't related, you know. They were, you know, they were
Oh my gosh,
both
that
adopted.
seems so weird to me. I don't really remember the show
Yeah,
that
but that
well.
element kind of made it creepy, you know, kind of in a weird way. Um, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like other shows like I really like Stargate a lot. Beard really got me into that. It's like
Hell
I
yeah.
watch Star Trek a lot, like especially like Next Gen
Yeah,
in
of
high
course.
school, Outer Limits, X-Files. See, a lot of the shows I liked were sci-fis too.
Right. Did you ever see Fringe, man?
Yeah, Friends. I'd watch Friends all the
No,
time.
no, Fringe.
Oh,
No,
French. I was like, Friends.
it was on. It was like a retake. It was like a J.J. Abrams version of the X-Files, where it had to do with this parallel Earth and shit, and this professor who did a lot of acid and shit and drugs, and he was, you know, it's a great series. Fringe is, I highly recommend it because it has
I've never heard of it.
it's a great story and it wraps up perfectly. It's probably the best wrap up I've seen ever. So and Breaking Bad wraps up good too. So you know,
Okay.
yeah, that's worth checking out. What about Battlestar, the remake? Yes or no?
Oh, I like it, but I'm not like I wouldn't call myself like a big fan. I don't know much, like I haven't seen it that much, so
So
like
go ahead.
no,
I was gonna say Madness, excuse me, said Stargate's greater than Star Trek, which is greater than Star Wars.
I might agree. It's kind of hard because I kind of watched way more Star Trek, but I mean now that I've seen Stargate, I think I'd actually have to agree it's my favorite. I really like how it had the same kind of progression that Star Trek did,
Right.
with like Next Gen is kind of or actually the original Star Trek, it's pretty campy, you know, really goofy, and it's like they kind of knew it too. It's like that, and like even Next Gen a bit, you know. Stargate kind of started off a little campy and silly, not always taking itself super seriously, but getting more and more serious. And Stargate Universe might be one of my favorites. It's pretty damn dark.
Dude,
And
that was that was a really good show, man. And it only got one season, or did it
It's a
get
tragedy because it was just done so well. Like the writing and the characters were fantastic.
two? Absolutely.
It kind of reminds me of Serenity in that way. Like just that should have kept going.
Man, there's some of those that 1 year, you know, deals, man, that just makes you go, what the fuck? Alcatraz, that was one. That's another J.J. Abrams thing. Boy, and they really hate people asking them about that shit too. The new Westworld. Have you seen any of that?
No.
Oh man, that's good. Well, let's all right. So we'll shift gears again. So what about? All right, oh, we didn't touch anime. We gotta touch anime. So, do you have a favorite anime series or character that?
No, that's something I need to get educated on, honestly, because I'm sure I would really like anime. I just, again, like a lot of things that other people got into is because like their friends shared it with them, you know, and because I didn't really have a ton of friends when I was like a lot younger, I didn't get to learn about some of this stuff.
Yeah, but I think you grew up with a relationship with nature that a lot of people don't have. Right?
That might be true.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's easy to catch up on that kind of shit, but when you're a kid, man, you know, it's like, can you imagine what this generation of kids, you know, all they do is play video games and stay inside and they don't go outside and, you know, breathe fresh air, especially after the coop bullshit.
Oh God. Don't get me on.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I got on my IRATE's off his soapbox, getting back into it.
Yeah, well, as far as anime goes, I would like to learn more. Beard has some he likes, and he's been wanting to share some with me. I do really like Miyazaki. He might be one of my favorite directors ever. So, but I mean, movies, not shows, but
What films?
I've liked every single thing. Like Senda Chihiro, I don't know, the English name is Spirited Away. That was one big one for me. Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, you know those movies.
Okay.
Yeah, those I love those movies. I think he's great.
Are you a fan of J-horror? A-horror? Asian horror films?
Like Old Boy.
Yeah, or Uzumaki. That's a weird movie.
I haven't seen a ton of them, but I know they're really fucked up. I really
they go there, man. I'm just saying.
Love to watch more. I just haven't. But I have seen Old Boy, and I don't know if that's a horror as much as that's a horror, right? I mean, I guess it's kind of like a drama.
Yeah, well, it's like it's like, why are they doing this guy? You never find out, you know. And it's like, and I love that, you know. It's like the unresolved portion of it, you know, is the why of it is just it, you know, at the end of the movie you're just going, okay.
Yeah, I love shit like that.
It's almost like I don't know, like Job, I guess, in the Bible, or, you know, some type of Ulysses, you know, where the person's going on a, you know, it's a philosophically internal journey, you know, and in that case, you know, he was being, you know, just systematically tortured and in prison. Yeah, crazy movie, good movie, like it. The remake, I don't know. It was not so much. But that's
Yeah, I
me.
could be taking notes or something, like, cause I don't know, but there's like so many things I want to watch.
Well, all
But
right. So the remake. Did you see the remake of Evil Dead, or the reboot of it?
no.
It is beastly. It's a punch in the gut. And what's funny is that Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell like gave it its blessing, and I think Campbell even helped produce it. So, but it's
Yeah, I
it's
don't know how I
dark.
feel
It's
about that.
very dark. Yeah,
I think when it's done well the first time, like, don't touch it, leave it alone.
yeah. You know, kind of like the Who Wants to repaint the Mona Lisa, right?
Yeah,
Um,
don't.
exactly. You don't. Nobody. You know? Like,
Make your own thing. Make something new. Stop it.
create. All right. So, and this moves us on to, you have any scars, tattoos, or piercings?
Yeah. My ears are pierced a bit, but I don't wear earrings hardly at all. So if I try to put earrings in, I probably could, but I think it would hurt a lot. I just don't wear I don't wear shit a whole lot. I do have a tattoo though. I have one tattoo on my ankle. My sister and I both got the same one after our trip to New Zealand. And then I'd say this because I know I saw Object's interview with you, and it's not on a part of my body that's gonna get all fucked up later, you know. So it's gonna look good, yeah,
That's
for a
right.
while.
But are you going to disclose where it is?
Oh yeah, my ankle. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like
See,
the
yeah,
inside of my ankle, so it's not gonna stretch out weird or anything
Ooh, I
like
bet that
that.
hurt
You know,
though. They say, you know, it's like
it was painful, but it was my first tattoo, so I don't have anything to compare it to.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Yeah, it kind of hurt because it's like right there on the, there's like that bump where your ankle. Part of it's on that. That wasn't. It hurt.
All right, what about piercing? I mean, I'm sorry, we said piercing. What about scars?
Oh, scars? Nothing crazy. I got, I once there was this rope swing. It was kind of like just a rope with a board, one board, and as a kid, I grabbed the rope and I tried to jump up, and one leg caught one side of the board, and my other leg did not catch the other side of the board. So all that would happen is I landed on the one side and it just flipped up really fast. All my weight, the board slammed into my face and cut my lip.
Oh,
completely.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and I was bleeding profusely, and my mom freaked out, and I was just what? What's wrong? I don't know if I was in shock. It didn't even hurt, but I was just bleeding like crazy. But I still have a little bump there. I remember I had to get stitches for it too because it went all the way through. And they tried to give me a shot, but it just went completely through my lip. So I was really pissed at the doctor.
Damn.
That stuff tastes horrible, by the way.
Yeah, lidocaine is lidocaine, probably.
It's really disgusting. Yeah. But that's it. It's not. You can't even tell, really.
Oh, divine petulance! I have scars on my heart.
Oh.
That's right. Give love to everyone. Hey, and if you feel like it, throw some shekels our way. Got the Streamlabs is open. The super chat's available. I wouldn't be asking, man, if me and Uzi weren't in a fucking. We're in a bind. We'll get out, but I
was just kind of looking at the comments. I realized I said Serenity when I said instead of Firefly. I don't know if I misspoke before, but if I did, that would have been really
Serenity
bad.
is the movie.
Yeah, I think I might have said Serenity instead of Firefly, which would be horrible if I said that. I don't know if I did. Anyway, I'm correcting that.
I definitely knew what you were talking about, man, because I've seen the series.
Yeah.
Between Uzi and I, we've seen that series at least double digits now. Maybe 10 or 11 times.
Almost it was almost more painful seeing it and then knowing how quickly it ends and it doesn't, and they didn't continue it. It's almost more painful than if I had just never seen it at all. Yeah. It's so tragic.
Well, anyway. I think the movie did a good job of trying to, tie it up, even though it was really very difficult,
Yeah.
Because you could tell that was gonna, that story was gonna unfold over 5 years. Did you like any of the Joss Whedon stuff, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dollhouse? Did you ever see?
Xena?
What?
Did you do Xena?
What?
Mine. I don't. I would watch Buffy sometimes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I wasn't
It sounded like your mic was going out for a second. I don't know if that was me or what.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't putting it right.
Not good.
Yeah, I like his stuff. My tastes are pretty eclectic. If you tell me, hey, you might like this, I probably will.
Cool. All right, in 40 years, what do you think people will be nostalgic for?
Yeah, that's I don't want. I hope this isn't. I hope this isn't true. But I would say privacy. I don't want to see things go that direction, but I guess just kind of with social media today, and I see people with. Because I remember, as a kid, I wasn't my name and face wasn't thrown out there since birth to every single person my parents knew, and now that's all people do. All these, I just think about people today, kids growing up, and how they didn't even have a choice, and how much they're put out there in social media or videotaped or whatnot. Just it goes out to the internet, the whole world to see. and that's just one thing, you know. I mean, you know, it's like that thing that you played on the show with the chip, like scanning your hand in
Yeah, man.
and being tracked. Basically, I fear for people's privacy and individuality
That's not
in the
even a
future.
chip. It scans your palm. Like
Oh
a
shit, that's even
fingerprint.
scarier.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
the quote I said. The mark of the beast. You were born with it, right?
I'm also scared we can't share offensive things in the future. Like, I mean, I'm already like thinking, like, okay, for instance, we were just watching The Dump, and then he played this clip of, it was like female bikini football, like all these women in bikinis, and I'm like, there's no way that they would play that on TV now.
Man,
That's so sad.
man, he's so funny. That I've seen some great stuff on that, man. Just, you know, just me and
Yeah.
me and my headphones.
40
Late at
years
night.
from now, we're gonna be like, why can't we watch fucking women bashing each other with bikinis? You know, or something like that. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Yeah,
censorship. I don't want censorship getting out of hand. I want,
right.
I want.
You notice, like,
comedians.
so nudity now on TV is mostly man ass. Have you noticed that? What they classify? There's
Man ass.
yeah, there's very little and I take numbers to this. There's not as much tits on TV as there used to be, and I miss that. Just saying, that's my personal
Yeah.
taste. But it's so, you know, it's like when something cues from nudity, I automatically assume now, because there's these scenes where these people they uh, they get it on with their clothes on, which is okay. That's weird anyway. But if the nudity is always going to be man ass, so and I understand my gay and female friends, you know, but I would, yeah, he's right. I've got a thing. I'd rather see the boobs. Anyway,
I still want to see the boobs too. I don't want that going away.
right, exactly. Um, I'm tired of people trying to just, you know, it's like in the late '80s, early '90s, it was, you know, the moral majority trying to tell, you know, regulate my morals, and now it's, you know, fucking communist. It's, you know, feminist or whatever, you know, whatever we call it.
Yeah, I'm almost like, I remember. So I used to kind of really dislike religion a lot. It was mostly I just, the thing about religion I disliked was more people that would put their own belief system onto everyone else and say, you know, this is, you know, my belief system, but everything else has to be like this too.
Right.
Now I don't, you know, I don't feel the same way about religion that I did before. I mean, I think they've certain, like evangelical Christians, for example, and I remember when I was younger, I wasn't a big fan. Now I think they've chilled out, but almost like lefties today are kind of in that same mindset. It's like, I believe this is the way things are, and changing over everyone else, and they're almost like going against our own biology. It's like, if you think of, like, here's an example, like religions that think like masturbating is bad. I know that is like being pure means like not touching yourself, for example. So an example. And now it's like, you're not allowed to want to like ogle some boobies.
Right.
It's like,
So yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a different. It's a different way to frame it, right?
you're
See, I think what I've
you're
noticed, all right, the difference between them now, you know, in retrospect, is that I see religion having a purpose, right, for people, you know, people, their beliefs, you know, they take solace in that. There's happiness, right, which I don't see on the left. those are some of the most miserable fucking people I've ever met in my life or talked to.
I love that you said that because I think I was kind of a train wreck trying to describe what I was thinking there, and I was giving out pretty shit examples. I think
No,
I know
you were doing good.
you know what I mean.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. But yeah, exactly. I feel the exact same way. You know, it's like I'm more apt to give the you know, the person that's concerned for my soul, you know, a little more love and acknowledgement, and I talk to them in their own, you know, language that they understand. Which you know, I don't know. The language changes every day on the left side, so you know, today's I don't know. Today's word is tomorrow's you know, word you can't say.
Gosh, that scares me.
Yeah, me too, man. All right, so what's the most useless talent you have? Changing gears a little bit. Make it happier.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something, and I think most of my talents are maybe they're useful in some way. I do have this weird thing. I don't know if I would call it a talent. I could. This is so hard to explain. If I put my arm on a table, like from my elbow to my shoulder, flat, I can keep my arm up for longer than anybody else ever because my elbow won't straighten out all the way.
Oh wow, okay.
That makes sense. It's like I put my elbow and my shoulder down on a table, my arm comes up it. Have you seen those people that can like hyperextend their elbows?
Yeah, and been backwards.
Yeah, backwards. I'm like that, but the opposite. I
Got
can't straighten it. I can't lock my elbows.
Got you.
So if I don't know if that's a talent, I guess the one thing is it does cause me to have slightly stronger shoulder and back muscles from just any kind of task that would where you could lock your elbows where I can't. So like growing up, like riding a bicycle or something, I can't like rest leaning forward on my arm. Like I have to constantly use my muscles to hold myself up.
Right.
So like in some way, like maybe it helped me in some ways, but I don't. It's like a weird thing. I don't know.
It's interesting. It is. All right. So if you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what would that question be? What would you ask?
Can I be like a total turd and be like, what is the best question for me to ask, and what's the answer to that question?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and a lot of these questions kind of, you know, put you on the spot and kind of tries to get your brain to go, you know, where some people just aren't used to going, and then that's cool, you know.
Yep.
I
mean,
get
honestly, like I think that the most
if
useful thing.
if somebody just walked up to me and asked me that shit, I would probably blank out too, you know. But, all right,
Yeah.
All right. If
I mean,
you,
I would like I can answer like seriously. Like I think something that might actually help me would be like, what's the Mega Millions lottery numbers? You know, like
indeed.
that'd be something that I could actually, if I like won a shit ton of money from it, then I could actually use that money, like donate it to charities, use it for like give it to friends and family. You know,
That's
something
right.
useful. I mean, I would love to know like how big the universe is. How is it infinite? You know, something like that would be cool.
Dude, that's a good question right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. But I mean, also just having like a ton of money would be really cool too. So I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Let's see. All right. All right. So if you could go back in time and spend a week with anybody, you know, from history, who would it be and why?
That one's tough. I always thought it'd be really cool to meet Carl Sagan. Just like have a picnic with him and his wife or something. Pick his brain. I think if anything, I you know, at least I know I would come back from that kind of talk just with some kind of peace. You know, I would have like a mindset that just I could walk away from and be a better person, I feel like.
I kind of like I understand that totally, because you know it's like the people with the knowledge and wisdom. It's just always, there's always something that you can take away from the conversation. One of the reasons I do this thing, you know, is because I love people, and everybody's got their own wealth of knowledge about something, right? Um, all right, so do you have any strange or interesting collections? Any collections at all? And this is the Becca question that she got me to start asking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really like ceramics a lot. I don't know how much I would call it like a collection. I suppose it is kind of. I really appreciate other people's art. And ceramics was an art form that I really got into in like high school, and I kept doing it. Like I took it in college a bit, and after college. So that's like wheel thrown pottery mainly.
Oh, wow.
Like that you can actually use. So it's artwork, but it's actually useful. So I feel something when I'm eating out of a bowl that I made myself, or drinking from a mug, or some tea from a mug someone else made. I really it's expensive, you know, it's way more than buying something from Target or something, but I always get something else. There's like more joy out of homemade pottery. So I have quite a lot, and it's not something I could go out and buy every time, but if I'm on vacation and I'm like in a new place, I might walk into a pottery shop and pick up a thing. Or I'm also that's probably like my best thing I collect. I also collect Tom Hanks movies. That's interesting. I just want to own every movie he's ever been in, because he's my favorite actor. Hey, there is actually I do have a favorite actor, Tom Hanks, but I wish he wouldn't talk about politics. I don't want to have anything to do with that, but I can appreciate his movies. So someday I'll have everything he's done.
I think everybody's that way, man. It's like, just shut the fuck up and make movies, and you know, and I'll vote for. I'm still going to vote for who I'm going to vote for. So fuck yourself. You know, I'm sorry. Actors, but they really overvalue themselves, right? They literally lie for a living. You know, so,
I try not to pay attention to any of that garbage. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
Whatever.
Some are so more vocal than others. Alyssa Milano. Yeah. That's a stellar career there, right?
Other than Madonna too, lately.
All right. So what? All right. So let's see. What is your spirit animal?
I don't have anything like that. I don't believe in that kind of stuff.
You have
I couldn't even begin to think. I don't know. Like I could tell you this though, that my the tattoo that my sister and I got, it's an elephant. Nice. It's kind of it's sort of like a kind of stylized elephant drawing, but in New Zealand we played this kind of like this game, sort of like if you could, you know, you're walking up to heaven, and then you can like be reincarnated or something as any animal. What animal, and like what are like the 3 reasons why? You know, like a cat because they get to lay around a while or whatever, or this, and as an example. It's like a really long word game you do if you're like on a really long hike, which is what we were doing. We were on a backpacking trip, so we had a lot of time to waste. But at the end of the whole thing, you go through it 3 times. It's supposed to mean like the first animal you pick is like how you view yourself. The second animal is like how your friends view you, or your relationship with your friends, and then the third one is family. And mine was elephant for the third one. So I would say if I had a spirit animal, I guess I would pick elephant.
Sweet. All right, so this is the point where I do what's called the PIVO questions, or James Lipton questions. James Lipton is one of my influences, along with Tom Snyder and Joe Rogan. And Lipton would ask these questions to everybody that he interviewed at some point, right? and it's kind of like a quick response thing. Um, uh, like so, like, what's your favorite word for first?
I like the word. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Onomatopoeia.
Nice.
I love
That's
that word.
great. It's a great word.
I think it's the funniest, greatest word, and I love how long it is, and it also how it's pronounced. It doesn't. You would have no idea what it meant.
It
you
sounds
know?
Native
So it's like-
American almost. You know, we're on Lake Onomatopoeia.
Yeah, it rolls off. It feels nice. I like it.
Yeah. What's your least favorite word?
I don't. I think sometimes it's more of like how people say it than the word itself. But I guess I could just, if I just throw one out there, like smegma. I don't like that word very much.
I think. See, I'm getting your sense of humor now too. It's really cool. All right. So what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? What gets you fired up?
Thunderstorms, I'd say. Just like, and that would be everything to do with it. So like the smell right beforehand, it kind of gets to all my senses. There's like that smell. You can just tell the rain is coming, and everything feels like kind of charged up. And then there's like that intensity with like the dark sky, and then with the thunder and lightning, and then the rain. It's just the whole experience. Yeah, definitely.
Nice. That's a great answer. All right. So what turns you off?
I don't like when people are too cheerful, like like fakey, fake people. I get really, there's something like deep rooted inside of me that just like, it's such a big turn off so quickly. Like first of all, I don't like being around you. I don't trust you. You're up to something. And they make my head hurt. They're annoying. Really, like there is like deep distrust of people though that are just like way too cheerful or fakey. I don't want to give them the time
Right.
of day.
You can, you can sense when somebody's, fake.
Something weird about those people.
I don't know. I totally get that too. What's your favorite curse word?
I like unusual ones. Like I love when someone's really creative and they come up with something. I'm like, what the? Like it wouldn't come off as like a curse word, except for the situation or the context. But like I really like British curse words, like knob end. I think they're just funny.
Yeah,
and I like that. Yeah,
that's nice.
I love British slang. Like we like watching this YouTube channel Moto Madness, and that's where we hear a lot of like curse words, and they don't bleep those out because knobbing. It's just.
I bet they get monetized too. They stay monetized, asshole.
I don't know.
I'm jelly.
I hope
I'm jelly,
but...
as they would say. All right. So, what noise or sound do you love?
I like nature sounds. Back to that.
What sound do you hate? What noise or sound do you hate?
I don't like it when people crack their knuckles.
All right. So, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I think I would really enjoy being a cartographer, or because like I work with GIS a bit at my job right now, but it's one of those things like I think I really would have enjoyed focusing on that, just going full on, because it's being able to bring together all these loves in my life. So like the love of outdoors and nature and the environment. So like a lot of maps can be made of anything, maps of anything, and then there's data that's correlated with that, tied in how they interact and how space and time and all of that can be mapped out and come together. And then cartography too, you have to like make the map beautiful. So there's an art form to it.
Nice.
I really think I would have loved being a cartographer.
Yeah, I was in a band with a dude. The guitar player was a cartographer, man. He was a great guy. Very talented. Very talented man. Are you musical, by the way? You play anything?
No, I did play the French horn a little bit, and I think that's a beautiful instrument, but I'm more of someone that appreciates it rather than actually doing it. I was pretty terrible about practicing, honestly. It's not just something that I really caught on to, but I do love music, and I have an okay voice. I was in choir. But yeah, I'm not like I don't play something like right now though. No.
All right. What profession would you not like to try?
I wouldn't want to ever get into retail again. I think it's horrible, especially if I had to like get like a commission or something, or like paid based on how much I would sell. Because that kind of goes into that fakey thing, you have to be all cheerful all the fucking time, and the people are idiots and assholes. Like, the customer is not always right. And anyway, people in retail,
Izzy just fell in love with you.
people in retail do not get they don't get enough appreciation for the work they do. I mean, anyone that's in just works at a fucking oh my god, I worked at an art store for a while, and then those bitches who have a art emergency and a snowstorm, it's they're nuts. Women are crazy, by the way. It's just okay. It's just don't want to do that.
Yeah, never vote with your feelings. All right, so this is the last one. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oops. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that one.
Oh man! All right, so chat. This is where you fire up your questions. Put multiple question marks so we'll know. It's they're aimed at Chigone, please. And we're gonna hang out for a second, and while y'all start doing that. Well, let's go ahead and I'll ask you while they're doing that. Who would you say is a criminally undersubscribed YouTuber that you would like to promote?
I definitely want to show out Insomnist, of course. I think everyone should watch them. It's kind of hard, because Beard and I, we watch so many different channels on YouTube, and they overlap and stuff. So I always feel weird about because when I was on the Creem stream, and I was like, oh, watch this, and I was thinking, oh shit, is it during Becca's show or this? I'm but it's I feel I would feel really rude if I'm watch this and it's the same time slot. So I want to throw that out there.
Well,
but yeah,
and some of the stuff that I do on the Creem stream, it's I know people might have seen it. I just want to, provide a talking point.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I could just say this, maybe you don't have to catch them live, I guess, but check them out anyway. At least subscribe to Insomnist, Bubonic for you, because I'm on his show on Thursdays. We do a show, Objects on that as well, Ghost Jesus. And then another person I do not know personally at all in any way, but Scribe Light. I'd actually like to toss him out again, his name out.
He is the most quoted in this question.
Seriously? Scribe Light?
Scribe Light, yeah.
I guess
I totally agree. He definitely rates more than fucking 5K subs. I don't get it either.
Yeah, because I know what he runs with, Monkey and Satsu, and they did, Lords of the Night. Now Monkey's not on that anymore, but Like all three of them are great, but I do think Scribelight, he's maybe underappreciated. Yeah, for sure.
And I've done all three of them on this show right here. So if you want to hear my
That's so
interview
crazy.
with Randy Monkey, Satsu or Scribelight, they're here. Hunt them up and pop them in when you're bored.
I have not seen him yet, but I really want to, and I will certainly. It's 7 degrees of separation somehow. I love that.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It is cool, isn't it? All right. So what about a YouTuber that's way overhyped? And we got questions coming up.
Oh, I'm gonna agree with Object on that. Sinatra, yeah.
All right, and let's get to some questions here. God, okay, we got some. Wow. Okay. People panic by milk and bread. What the fuck? Okay, that's not for you. What joke isn't funny? Roasted asked.
What joke isn't funny? that's
I think he may be quoting something on that question. All right, so Object wants to know: are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
No, and never.
Good for you. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage on a hot summer night? That dog wants to know.
It changes with my mood. I really like Moscow Mules a lot.
What is that? For us,
yeah, it's like ginger beer and vodka, and you put like lime, garnished with like mint. That's pretty nice.
Nice.
I like Long Island. They're really nice, but that's like maybe that's not a hot summer night as much as a day out at the bar, maybe. But
Ooh.
hot summer night though, yeah. I also just will drink something straight. I like kind of just sipping on gin or whiskey or, yeah.
All right. Psycho now. I'm not going to ask that question.
He's doing, yeah, I haven't seen his.
Any advice for what to consider when going on a backpacking trip? That's a good question, Sora. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, well, the obvious, like the weather. My biggest thing is, and this is really funny because Beard will make fun of me for it, but I'm like usually over prepared in someone else's eyes. Like I dress in, like I bring all the layers I would need. I bring like, if I'm backpacking, I'll bring something like a small sewing kit even. I think about kind of any situation where I'm in the middle of the woods and I can't just run next door to grab something. What will I be missing? I think gosh, that's such a big question. Oh my gosh.
What maybe something that she wouldn't think
Like,
of.
I wish it was a little more specific because I have so much to say about backpacking. Like, you really have to just prepare with where you're going. Bring something, bring a treat for sure. Like, bring a little flask of something if it's like a little extra weight, but you're really gonna like it. And like maybe a little chocolate because everyone will be in love with you. You whip out like a little chocolate as a snack. It means a lot, especially if you're on a real long one. Yeah.
Nice. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I like it with you gotta have some jalapenos, mushrooms. I like that because then you got the spicy and the sweet and savory.
Indeed. Obfuscate wants to know: should women only wear dresses, skirts in exchange for doing away with everything?
What?
That's a good one.
Yes, I would do that, I suppose. I mean, that would kind of suck for me in situations like if I wanted to, because I still like doing indoor climbing and stuff. I don't want to climb in a skirt. I hope there's an exemption for that kind of thing, but
No, I check your logic. Ask when you said Serenity, is this related to Serenity Star 13? Question.
I don't know what that. I don't know who or what that is. It might be if they're related to the show, Firefly.
Yeah, it's about Firefly. It's not about the minions of the Zoo person. Even though I have interviewed her too. All right, Cigar, when you gonna fix your bike? She gone, Cigar?
Yeah, that's my name.
Yeah. She gone. When you going to fix your bike?
You know, I'll talk to Beard about that after we're done with this. I think this year is a good year. We really need to fix it up for sure. It's that GN that we got. It's almost running. I mean, it runs. It's just there's just a little bit we need to do. We just need to get on it.
We're talking of a motorbike.
Yeah, motorcycle. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
All right, so Madness is. Have you ever seen the channel Barbara for You to See, or her other channels? If not, you should. She's hilarious. Madness, I'm trying to get her. I've been asking her to do this thing, so I've got some what I call high value targets, and most of them won't answer me.
I've been like, I don't watch her all the time, but she's hilarious. Like when I have
she's
seen.
funny as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. I had to like look it up because I was like trying to remember. Yeah, she's super funny. I think people should watch her. I should probably watch her more. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. What do you most look forward to in the future?
I kind of play things by ear. I'm trying hard to live in the moment more and enjoying, because you don't want to spend too much time looking forward or back. So I kind of try to live in the moment as best as I can, but I'm excited to continue my life with Beard, and we'll see about kids and what that brings.
That's sweet. That's cool.
Something to look forward to. Yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever ridden a motorcycle?
I think I got it up. I probably around 100. It wasn't crazy.
That's crazy. Just saying.
I mean, it's close. Yeah, close to 100. I don't even know if I actually hit 100. I think I was 90 something once. But
it makes I get a falling feeling when I hear that.
I don't know.
Motorcycles,
yeah, I know.
man, are like that's one thing I can't do. I'd rather walk off the back of a cliff backwards, like I do when you rappel, than to ride that fast on a motorcycle. It's
pretty. Yeah, I remember it was once, and it was a highway, and there was no one really around. Actually, now that I'm remembering, because it was a while ago, a few years, so I actually think it was in the low 90s. I don't know the exact number, but when you're just going straight, it doesn't almost doesn't feel like you're going that fast. And no, it's not something I would want to keep doing or do again, I guess I would say. There's no reason.
What's the dumbest item to bring when you go hiking?
Dumbest thing to bring hiking?
Yeah, that you've seen people bring while hiking. Like, why do you need that?
Well, I think it'd be pretty stupid seeing like women bring like a bunch of makeup. That's a fucking waste. Don't do that. It's really stupid.
What's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Tea. I really like tea a lot. There's so many kinds of tea. Tea.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so it looks like we've come to the end of the question marks, and we've got a couple more questions for you. All right, what do you think will finally break the internet?
Break the internet?
Yeah.
Censorship, I guess. I mean, I don't think anything will break the internet, but yeah, that's something I'm seeing that roasted opinions rephrase the question from before.
Roasted it? All right, let's see. Where is he? Roasty, where is he? I don't see it.
It was right under what do you look forward to in the future? Most look forward to. He said, is there something that some people think is a joke and you don't?
Okay. So what is your answer to that?
I wouldn't say like one specific thing, but I think it's really overplayed when someone just like uses stereotypes as their joke. And it's like, I've heard this a million times. Like Carlos Mencia style.
Yeah.
Like, some people laugh at that, and I just think it's just stupid.
I've heard this joke 100 times before, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm interpreting that correctly, but
all right. So now we're at the point where we talk about you, and what you've got coming up. Is there anything new content-wise that you've got in the works? Something that you're developing? Something you want to, premiere here?
Yeah, well, I don't have my own show or anything. Like, we're doing Bubonic for You, the group that's on his show on Thursdays. We also like watching movies together, so look for that. Boo's just gonna do some editing, but we're just gonna be kind of watching movies, different kinds of movies together. We each kind of take a turn, so maybe look forward to that, seeing some of those will be fun. Yeah, check us out on Thursdays, and then Creem stream, of course.
Sweet. All right, and so go ahead.
Oh, no, that's it. Yeah.
All right, so I've got your Twitter link in the description there. Is there a YouTube link?
I didn't have one, but it's just Chigone, pretty much. So.
All right, and so all right, it's now we're at the point where you share your channel and give a final word for the chat, which is awesome. Thank you for coming out, chat, and hanging with us and meeting Miss Chigone, because she's awesome.
Yes, thank you for having me. I think I pretty much said everything I need to.
Sweet.
I guess don't take that other path, when you're hiking. I don't know. Do it. Just do it.
The path less traveled. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what'll happen. You won't know unless you try.
I totally agree with that, man. And we'll go ahead and we'll pop in here. We're back in our intro room, in our extra room, and tomorrow. All right, so the stuff I got coming up, Becca and I will be talking and looking at Romania and how the Soviet Union and the being a member of the Soviet bloc affected the country and the people in it. Cheerful shit, as they say, of course. And then I'm going to be playing more of the shore. I gotta figure out how to run in that damn game. It's driving me crazy. But I can't get eaten by another fish, man. I'm just not going to do it. And of course Friday, of course, Creem stream. Saturday's extreme accelerated deconstruction, also known as XD. God, IRATE, say it. And then a week from today, it'll be Ryan himself in the chair. I couldn't get Sunrise for this month, but we're continuing the highlighting the Insomnus channel. It'll be Ryan himself with me, And then after that, it'll be Arthur the Hat. We got Drone Tech coming up and Smoke Steve. So some new people I've been hanging out with. And interesting. So I'm bumping into a lot of interesting new faces. So I'm very excited about it. And on that note, Miss Chigone, I don't have anything else to say or ask.
Yeah, some people in the chat are like, I have more questions. Well, if you want to check us out on Thursday, Bubonic for You, his show, I can answer your questions in chat if you're there. So throwing that out. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. All right, so cool. Fantastic, you guys. Thanks, Johnny Bonsaco. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You are fantastic. It's very fun to have you guys kind of hang out in the room with me while I'm talking to somebody that I'm interested in, man.
Thank you so much. It's been really fun.
Yeah, I dig it. I really dig this show. I told you, it's my favorite. So, and on that note, I have nothing else to say, and so I'll see you tomorrow with Miss Becca Fairley, and we're gonna dismantle communism one brick at a time. I'm resurrecting the Cold War, at least the American side of it. So yes, pure propaganda from IRATE PROSTATE. Indeed. And on that note, I'm saying goodbye. You want to say goodbye, Miss Chigone?
Bye.
Thanks, y'all.